Jackson, if you discovered your job was among the most vulnerable to AI and you were already behind on using it, would you use that to push you to learn more, or would you fight against the notion that AI was putting you behind?
Yeah, I would probably just pretend that AI is not real and it's a bubble. I'm going to collapse and I don't need to change anything in my life to keep up with it.
Is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think this happened, and which is why I tried to dive into it to get a much deeper understanding of how to use AI, because I was definitely scared it's going to replace me.
Okay. Well, Reese Witherspoon, known to be the AI influencer of Hollywood, has shared in a Instagram post a story about how she's getting into AI because she doesn't want to get left behind. So I have a couple little quotes from it, and then we're gonna watch the video and actually see what she said. But I want to share some thoughts around the internet, some of my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts. And then we'll watch the video that the internet is going crazy over. Some people hate it and some people love it, and so I'm interested to see what you think.
Yeah.
But kind of the TLDR on this is, she says jobs typically held by women are around 3 times more likely to be automated by AI than a man's job. She's claiming women are using AI less than about 25% of women versus men. 100 people, 100 men, 100 women, 25% less women are using it than men. Her takeaway is women specifically need to start learning and using AI or they risk falling behind. So in the video, which we're going to watch in a second, she shared that she noticed this after she asked some women in her book club. She sat down, in her book club, there's 10 women in her book club. She asked who here knows about AI, and 3 of them said, they know about AI and they're using it. And so she's using her group of 10 women as a larger group. These are 10 women that she's friends with in a specific demographic, I'm sure, and they're all at a book club together, probably don't have tech jobs, but she used that as her litmus test to verify that 3 out of 10 women know about AI. I would judge if you get the right group of men together also, it'd be about the same. I'm not taking a dig at her, but I think people whose job is to be in the public eye drive a false narrative, and they look for any kind of pain point to dig into to get people to react. So yeah, her 3x stat comes from research showing female dominated roles like admin and clerical jobs are more exposed to automation. That's true. There probably are more women in those types of roles, and those jobs are probably more likely to get replaced. So some reactions around the internet, there's Reddit threads, there's New York Times posts, there's everything. Nothing from The Onion yet. So some sentiment around here. Some agree that it's practical. That's a practical warning about job trends. Others are criticizing it as overly pro AI or dismissive to risks. Interesting details here we can get to in a second related to her investments in the past and what she's done. But people are saying she's not saying AI will replace women in work specifically. She's worrying that current job patterns and lower AI adoption among women puts them at higher risk, as well as the type of roles that AI is taking. And first off, my personal thoughts outside of all the articles and everything, nothing wrong with pushing women specifically to get into AI more. I mean, we see it every day in tech. There's just naturally more men in tech. And if you want to push more women to be in tech, that's totally fine. A fun fact, the first programmers in the world were women because it was a clerical type role, which feeds into this same thing. And then it became just a different type of job, and men decided that they would do it for whatever reason. But it's very interesting. Yeah, the tech world, coding in general, was initially done by women. They were doing the initial code writing, and then it kind of shifted. And lately there's been some growth of women getting into tech jobs. And I think it's just a natural evolution it's just a natural where things lie. I think there's more men in the workplace just because culturally it's more normal for women to stay home. It's something like ingrained in our DNA, whether we like it or not. That's just how society works. And so it's no surprise that less women know about it. But I also don't think that her testing group was accurate, because I could guarantee you could find maybe not just as many women, but if women are 1 to every 3 men in the workplace, that probably follows with every AI expert that's a man. every 3 of those, there's one woman who's just as good at using AI and stuff. And so I think that she has some other things in the works, but I want to get your initial thoughts first before I keep going down this rabbit hole.
You don't think 10 people in a Hollywood book club represent the world?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we're Reese Witherspoon's friend group. And I would say this to anybody. I don't like your church, your Bible study group is not a good wide group. Arguably, it's probably more wide because they just have this one thing in common versus a book group of a celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I haven't seen any numbers, so this is all just vibes, but I could see, like you said, generally, like, men lean more towards tech. So it makes sense if there's a higher number of men that use AI daily than women.
Just go on YouTube and search, how to start a business. And that will show you just how saturated everything is by men. So, but the women that do well in it, like, blow up and do great. So, like, I would say if you're a woman and you're interested in this at all, like, you have a great opportunity because you have a differentiator from everybody else. Like, just looking a little different makes it a little more difficult, but also it gives you a little bit of an edge as well.
Yeah. I'm curious, like, what gets classified as using AI, like the 3 women that say they use AI.
Like, they actively use ChatGPT.
I think, like, with programming, there is a skill to learn there and how to manage the agents or, like, set up an agent. But I don't know if just a general, like, if you don't talk to ChatGPT, you're falling behind. I don't know if that necessarily makes sense. I think what the point of, like, the more clerical administrative work becoming automated, I think that's a good point. I don't think that, like, it's because women have those jobs, but it's just that type of work is easier to automate than more, I guess, specialized work.
Yeah. I mean, whether we like it or not, those jobs, like, it's somehow 2026 and we still see the effects of, like, the 40s, right? Like, society moves so slow that I think the reason that women were executive assistants, had clerical, like, jobs, like, the men are the attorneys, the women are the paralegal, like, of course, I know more women attorneys than I do men attorneys, ironically.
Yeah. I think a lot of industries have shifted significantly.
Yeah, they have shifted, but historically more, until, like, the last, like, 5 to 10 years, historically, maybe a little longer, max 15 years. Historically, more men went to college than women. And that since that shift, jobs have also required college as well, like the last 20 to 30 years. And so we're getting to a shift where, of course, I personally, my thoughts on college. I think college isn't needed as much anymore, but also, like, that the whole reason I'm on this tangent is because historically you needed a degree to have a certain type of job and men had those degrees. But now it's shifting. More women are going to college while also, and I sound like an old man, like, this is like a 20-year thing. I'm talking on, like, long time horizons here. In the last 20 to 30 years, more women have went to college and got more knowledge work type of things. And I think we're already seeing a shift from more women are in these clerical assistant type jobs, but it stands true. Like, the reason they are in that naturally is just because historically that's just how it's happened. It's like something in our society has driven that. And so they are at more of a risk, but also, like, we're already moving to where there's less women are not in those types of roles as commonly. Like, stereotypes are breaking.
Yeah.
And so, go learn AI, whoever you are. But also, learn, like, AI, like, it's so very broad, like, actively using ChatGPT for research. That is one thing. And that's probably maybe 1 to 3 of those 3 out of 10 we're doing.
Yeah, I am curious, like, because this isn't a real study, so I'd be curious to see a real study that showed, are men using AI more than women across the board?
Yeah.
Because I think, like, what you were saying, your personal, the people you know about in real life, that's biased. Like, I work in tech, so since there's more men around me at work, it seems like all men are using AI.
Yeah.
But those are tech people, so like, it's kind of self-fulfilling or whatever, but I'm just curious about this stat that 70% of women aren't using AI. Like, that can't be true.
Yeah. I mean, in the circles that I'm in, I know some people. I have a lot of friends and some family that are in the trades, right? two brothers-in-law are using Grok, like a ton. And
worry.
they're in the trades. They're using it to fix things on houses and things. Like, they know the stuff, and they're verifying things or training their employees to use AI to help them. They're using it to come up with, advertising ideas, whatever, how to answer back to this angry customer. And then there's another guy in the trades who wouldn't know ChatGPT from Claude from Grok. And so it's just about what you want to care about in life, and it's what you want to focus on. And there's room to not know about ChatGPT at all.
Yeah.
Like the dude who, there's this handyman who comes and fixes things on my house, doesn't care about it. And that is completely fine with me. I wouldn't care less either if I just wanted to, help people fix crap in their house,
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, at a certain point, you should know how to ask an AI a question. Like, you don't want to end up being those people that are like, oh, I just don't do computers in 2020. It's like, well, you have to do computers. So, but at the same time, I don't know if it is like a skill you have to master to keep your clerical job.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would help if you are an executive assistant. Doesn't like gender orientation, whatever. It doesn't matter. If you're an executive assistant, you're going to be a better executive assistant if you're using ChatGPT to book flights, to answer emails. Heck, if like your executive assistant job becomes an AI orchestrator, so your boss doesn't have to hire two others, or you do things 2 times faster and you make them super happy, like you probably will get a raise if you figure this stuff out, or you ask your boss for like, hey, a discretionary fund for AI tools. Like, I think honestly, and her saying, one of her points in this video, which we're going to watch here in a second, one of her points was women are in more of these assistant roles, and so they're at more of a risk. But if you take the woman thing away, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're an executive assistant, you're going to be a lot more valuable if you understand and learn these AI tools. And so, yeah, I think...
Which you can argue every job,
yes,
probably you'll be more valuable if you can automate some of the redundant work.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, there's not going to be as much room, like kind of like you said, like you don't want to be the person who doesn't use computers. You're going to be a lot more useful if you understand how these things work. If you're in construction, you'll be able to order things from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever the heck you order stuff quicker and easier. And you'll get other things automated that you used to have to do, for instance, answering phone calls. No one miss you.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, I want to see this video. I'm curious.
All right.
I think it's time to learn about AI. I was with 10 women at a book club yesterday, and I said to the 10 of them, how many of you guys use AI? And only 3 of them used AI. And then I said, how many of the 3 of you feel like you really know what you're doing, or they're using it the right way? And that was only 1 person. So if 3 out of 10 women are the only ones using AI, that means 70% of that group is not keeping up. The thing I've learned about technology is if you don't get a little bit of understanding from the very beginning, it just speeds past you. So you have to have little bits of learning just to keep up. And let's get real, our kids are all using this every single day. I think we should learn the basics together and learn some really good tools that are gonna make our everyday lives easier and better. Do you want me to share what I'm learning with you? It's time. It's time, people.
Did she say women in general, or is she just talking about this group specifically? I feel like that was a very rational video.
No, she mentioned if 70% aren't using it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a fair point. Like, technology does move so fast. If you don't at least read about it, hear about it, then you are going to be kind of blindsided by what comes out years from now. So I think I'm on Reese's side here. I think she's right.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's some people pissed off with her that are, so she does from my digging and research, part of her business ventures with this book club thing is she has like a book club group. She has a podcast where she reviews books. Great. Part of the deals there are she gets first access to books, which gives her first access to film rights. And so she gets film rights to these books before any other studios or anybody else does, her company, her studio. So she gets initial rights. A lot of the authors that she has relationships with aren't happy with it because of all of the intellectual property stealing of claim, like all the old stuff that we were used to gripe about with AI like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so some of this bad publicity is from that end, the authors. But also there is some people thinking that she's just trying to pump some other investments that are AI related.
Do you know what those are?
No. I mean, this is all very speculative. It seems like she pushed some things a while ago related to her publishing company, her company that was creating stuff. I wish I had the examples live right now, but do some research. Just make a Google or ask ChatGPT, why is Reese Witherspoon pushing people to learn AI? There's some interesting concepts and reasons out there. I'm kind of on your end. I don't like I understand it from a marketing perspective. You want to narrow down your niche. Her group is already women.
She's talking.
She's talking to women already. She's digging at a pain point because I'm sure some insecurity comes whenever, already women have a little bit more friction there, especially in a leadership position, or they're trying to do something new just because the marketplace kind of works against them. Like, there's no doubts about that. She's speaking to those pain points, and I think it's somewhat necessary, but it's just hard to see. I don't like the victim mentality thought, which I don't think it's so much victimizing. It's like, hey, let's be forward with it. But also,
I think this is the opposite of victim mindset, where it's like, hey, go learn this thing and just stay ahead. Like, I think that's a positive mindset.
Yeah. But I'm interested to see, just from a business standpoint, what this does for her and what she's doing. I love big brain moves like this. I've been on the bad side of this, or a little bit of a skeptic of it, but I'm just curious. I'm anxious to see what this looks like.
Yeah. There's a quote in this article from her where she says, you can be sad about it and lament it all you want, but the change is here. I feel like that's kind of towards the authors, like, not saying they have to like AI or agree with it, but AI is here. It's not going away. So not using it doesn't, I don't know, help you get your book rights back.
Yeah. Well, okay, I hope this was entertaining to you. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts on Reese Witherspoon leading the AI hype. She is, maybe she's buying, she's pumping that OpenAI IPO, I think.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
IPO, that's what it is. But I'll have to do some digging. Let us know if you guys are looking up what you find on Reese Witherspoon. Is she deep state AI or not? Excited to hear it, excited to see what she does with her business. If you think this kind of stuff is interesting and you want AI news into your inbox every day, then go to infactodigital.com, sign up for the Infacto daily newsletter. And if you're a small business owner looking to see where AI fits in your business, you can go to infactodigital.com. We have a small business AI strategy webinar. We talk about real use cases, real numbers, how AI is being used in small business right now. We'll even do one-on-one strategy sessions with small business owners. We'll understand your unique setup, and we will come up with a strategy for your unique business. You can pay us to implement it. You can pay someone else to implement it, or do it yourself. It's absolutely free. We will help you figure out where it fits. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. See you, Jackson.
See ya.